Is it live?
Yeah.
Jeez.
All right. Is the quality good?
How's the quality?
Excellent.
Excellent.
Seems fine.
All right, we're live. This is episode 18, which is amazing because, I mean, really, the first ones were so bad that I didn't think we were going to do this ever
People
again.
might think this is still so bad though.
Yeah, but this is so much better. Oh, that's a very hammy cheese sandwich you got there. This is so much better than it was.
Yeah.
I mean, admit it, guys.
So if you think it's bad, it was worse.
Yeah, go back and watch the first
Yeah.
drop.
Yeah,
you probably should.
People were excited about the first drop. I think they were a little disappointed, but it worked out.
Yeah.
Typical.
I mean, we had so many problems getting there, but I'm excited because we're 2 away from 20,
Yeah.
and that's something.
And
then we're
today
80 away from 100.
we are sponsored today. We do have a sponsor. We're making those big bucks. Not really, but some.
Not true.
I should probably
Unemployed.
We are sponsored today by the Koros Apex Pro, which we've talked about and seen. You've seen reviewed. Still running with this bad boy every day, and I'm loving it. The comfort, the battery life. I feel like I charge it once a month.
Now you finally got yourself a Garmin.
I did. I
And
traded. I traded someone for a Garmin. We did a little wheeling and dealing.
Sorry.
And
sorry.
Megan's interrupting me now. No, just
Megan doesn't watch the show. She just sits back there and plays on her phone.
I do. I asked the questions.
I know.
Alright.
You're good
So
at that.
ask a question about this
And the
Apex
first
here.
question was, does Thomas have a mustache?
Yeah.
Ah.
I am
That's
doing.
That's the first thing I noticed.
Yeah, I'm doing some fun stuff for my racing.
It's a little-
But we didn't really make a lot of eye
Yeah.
contact.
You look
But-
like devilish, kind of
Dastardly Dan?
Dastardly, yeah.
Dastardly
someone from,
Dan.
like the Pink Panther.
Yeah, that would be that. That's the look I'm going for. I don't know. I was trimming up my face one day and I was like, I'm going to leave this and see what happens.
My
So,
first
what do you
question
got?
was, you approve of this
No.
with Crocs? I can't imagine him with that. And
Oh.
I'm
When
trying
I
to think
had-
of something worse.
This morning I
Mustache
had
and
on my
Crocs.
champion sweatsuit with my red Crocs.
So
Wow.
someone asked if you,
Disaster.
if you have German background because you're my yes.
I am
Yes.
German.
I don't
I
think
do
it's-
have German background.
But you also have Jewish background.
I know it's a
Yeah.
conflict. Very conflicted here.
What accents?
Yeah, it's getting closer to German. Yeah. So anyway, the Apex watch is better than my mustache. It'll
Yeah.
probably last longer too.
This is better. Yeah, the battery life on this will last longer than Megan's tolerance for Thomas's mustache. I
This is probably
guarantee you
true.
that.
But we'll test them both.
We'll test them both and get back to you with the report.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, go check that out. Shop links in the description. It's good stuff. This weekend is Christmas in Baltimore.
Yes.
Hanukkah or Hanukkah?
It's
Not
Christmas.
Hanukkah.
I'm sorry. Does the Baltimore Running Festival last for weeks?
One day. It's one day.
It should.
That's true.
Exactly.
I think you're looking for like yours would be more like a long-term running festival, like a
Yeah.
Trans Rockies. That
Exactly.
Trans Rockies is Hanukkah for you.
Yeah.
The Christmas though for the rest of us is tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Baltimore Running Festival. It really is like a holiday of Baltimore.
Oh my God, it's crack cocaine for me.
It really is. It just goes. You see everyone you know
Mhm.
running out there. Yeah, hopefully you're having a good time on running.
Yeah.
I will tell you this.
We're gonna have an awesome time.
Little
tomorrow.
known fact, or maybe it's well known. Probably not as well known as some other things, but this is how I got my running start. I ran a 5K at the Baltimore Running
I
Festival.
did not know that.
And it literally, like, the way that the city came together, and I saw these good-looking, fit people that looked happy and awake. And till then, I was like, I would go drinking and sleep until 11 or something. So I was like, wow, there's a whole world open to you in the morning.
Between 6 a.m. and 11 a.m.?
Yeah. So I ran my first 5K there, and as an adult. And after that, I was like, sitting outside drinking a beer, having a good time, thinking I really achieved something fantastic. And I saw this guy came up and he was sort of pudgy, and he just run the half, and it kind of gave me inspired me. I was like, well, and at the time I was kind of pudgy.
I was gonna say, were you looking in the mirror? And
Yeah, it could have been. He was slightly pudgier than I was, but he told me he just ran the half, and I was like, I want to run a half. If he can do it, I can do it. And then I told my friend, he said, just train for a full, you'll run a half during that. So the next spring I ran my first full marathon.
Nice.
So
That's pretty.
yeah,
That's
so
pretty
that Baltimore will always have like it's where it all started.
I think for me, this is before I ran. I lived on the marathon route, like I lived on Linwood, and so this was back when they had prize money, so it was actually like elite runners that ran.
We were talking about that this morning.
Yeah, and so I remember my roommate was actually he ran it until he got to the house. So he ran like 16 miles and I was just like, I'm done. And it like blew my mind that someone would run 16 miles and not finish like a marathon.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was banditing it at the time.
Oh.
Like, he just was like, I'm just going to go on a 60-mile long run through the course. But it was funny because I was cheering for people and had signs out and stuff because it was pretty cool. But this is when I think I was still smoking at the time. But I was like, you're doing awesome.
You're killing it.
Don't mind my smoke blowing in your face. But it was funny because someone stopped and was like, do you have any ibuprofen? I was like, I have some in the house. I'm going to go in and get it real quick. And then it's like, obviously they're not going to wait 2 minutes for me to get like ibuprofen for them.
No.
Which I was thinking, why would
But why would you have it on you?
That's
Right,
another
exactly.
good question.
Yeah. Anyway, so
You look like a
but
drug
it
pusher.
was inspiring. It was inspiring, and I haven't run the full with Baltimore, but I have run the half, and it's an awesome time.
It was my first half marathon,
Nice.
like 4 years ago when I was a little pudgier. So it's almost like you were describing me, like inspiring
You've probably
you.
inspired a ton of
I
Was it
feel
people.
Jared?
like I inspired
I wasn't
you.
Jared. But that, I mean,
Wearing bright clothes and having a good time.
yeah, that would have scared me. But I would have been like, "Whoa, November Project!"
Dude, you
It's
started
like-
out in neon. Don't even.
Oh, I had me. I had them.
But
There's probably some photos.
I've been saying, I love that the city completely shuts down. Like,
Yeah.
either you're inside of the city for the entire day or you're outside of the city.
Right.
And I think my favorite thing might be, it's pretty awful, but running by all of the cars.
Dude, it's mine too. I'm not
Yeah.
even gonna lie.
It is. It's a great bad feeling. It's Schadenfreude. That's a German
There you
word
go.
for taking pleasure in others' pain.
Yeah. Because there is on the same day a 5K, a relay, a half, and a marathon, it's pretty much all day.
Yeah.
running.
Like the center of the city.
Yeah, and the course is a circle around the city.
Mhm.
So you cannot escape or you cannot get in. So
If you know Baltimore, it's hard enough to travel here anyway. Like, he lives in Locust Point, and to me, it might as well
Like a
be
plane
Beirut
ride.
It's an
because
island.
you have to drive all the way through the city or take
Nobody
95
goes
across
there.
to get there. It's just a pain.
These cars
It
are
just
stuck
shuts it all
at
down.
these lights honking for like 5 hours.
They're
Like,
yelling at the police like, "Come on, I gotta go someplace."
There's
They're-
there's
they're
a
not
sick
getting to that
pleasure in it.
place.
Yeah,
for sure.
and you just run by.
I mean,
Hey.
one of my favorite parts is riding my bike to the start, and you can ride just in the middle of
The
like
streets.
the major streets that are closed down. You're like, this is beautiful.
That is true.
Anyways,
Yeah, and then my favorite part now, and it's been the last 3 years, I guess, that we've been doing this, is all the Fast Bastards getting together afterwards. And Fast Bastards, if you don't know, you can check them out on Instagram. When we all get together afterwards, it is just, it doesn't matter if you ran well or poorly or whatever, all the pain and joy kind of comes together at the end. We drink, we have fun, we eat, and we go to bed at, like, some of us go to bed early. Some of our friends will stay up and dance and party and get like a cajillion steps on their
Yeah, I
garden.
think last year I distinctly remember Gavin
That's who I was
still
talking
out
in
at
his running
like
clothes.
2 a.m.
I think it was
in
Gavin
his
and Ryan.
singlet
I think it was
and
Gavin and Ryan.
Still wearing his medal. So
See,
clearly he
I went
had
home,
not
showered, and went to another party afterwards. It was for Under Armour had a party, and we went to that party, and Gavin and Ryan showed up with the medals on.
It's still in the
And-
running gear.
And I'm not saying like slow dancing. This was like giddy up,
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
let's get down.
there's hype.
Yeah, it was good.
Full day
Like
of hype.
the
By the-
energy level is
By the
just
way,
insane.
we should have given a forewarning for this episode. We're just geeking out about Baltimore Running Festival.
Yeah, because this
so
is the day.
we're gonna throw in some gear. We got Chris in the background back there.
Yeah, we're
he's
gonna introduce
come
you
on
to
the
one of
show.
the faster bastards who is really kind of coming out of the
Well,
gate on
wait
his
till he
own.
comes on the show.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
you'll just have to
introduce-
wait.
I'll-
You gotta wait.
I get so
I
excited.
know. Tell us you do.
So excited.
That's
So
all right.
excited.
But yeah, so we're just geeking out about that. We have some shoes that we did this week for reviews, but they're trail shoes that were done by Taylor out in Colorado, and actually
And-
both of them
and
were done
Taylor
by
out in
Taylor.
Colorado?
No, yeah,
Yeah.
both of them were done by Taylor.
And we could also talk about some of the shoes that we have coming up.
Yeah, and then so we had those.
They're getting to see the new Saucony stuff.
We are getting some new Saucony stuff this week.
Megan, I've been running. I'm not even. Meg, can I see one of your shoes? We've been running in the Hoka Elevon. We can show this, right?
Yeah.
It's not coming out until
February 1st.
and we're not even allowed to do our review of it until close to then. But light as a feather. This is the Hoka Elevon.
Is it 11?
Elevon.
Elevon 2.
11.
What I gotta say is,
shoes.
I wish some of the shoe companies were putting as much attention into upper design as Hoka is right now. This really has a really cool upper. The way that it locks down your foot is unique. We'll certainly talk about it when we do the review. It's a little heavier than the Clifton, but it's a little firmer. It's got a rimming core construction. That means it's got a softer foam closer to your foot and then a firmer foam on the bottom, and it wraps around it. And you can kind of see it, Robbie, if you look right there. This is they're calling it Pro Fly foam here. And then you've got another foam down here.
Is it RMAT? It might be RMAT.
It's probably the RMAT. And then gel rubber on the bottom, which they don't normally do. So it's got a unique feel to it. For me, because it is a little firmer than the Clifton, you can go a little faster in it. Like you can kind of pick up the pace in this one. It's not quite as light, but it doesn't bother me. And do you notice it made like the difference in the weight between this and the Clifton?
I did when I picked it up, but not on the run.
Not when you're running?
No.
What do you think of it so far?
I love it.
Yeah.
I wear it all the time.
I'm digging it too. I think it's interesting how they kind of, that's remind you of. But yeah, I don't know why shoes are doing that. I guess to accentuate the rocker, maybe give you even more rocker through it. But decent shoe. We'll be doing a full review. We've got enough miles in it now to do the review, but we can't put it out until right before it releases. So check that out.
Oh man, wow, that was close to Meg's face.
We almost didn't have
Close shave.
Thomas, I have to tell you, even though this is going to make you way too happy and it's going to upset me, is that Mark Abels is on here.
Mark, my man, I love you, buddy.
Theo Thomas looking good, too.
Okay, if you don't know Mark Abels, he is the best guy. He actually works for, I believe he works for YouTube. Yeah, he does work for YouTube. And he is amazing. And I can't wait. Come on down to Baltimore again, hang out, bring Gina.
There you go.
And all that.
Jump on the show.
Yeah, I'd love to have a non-runner on the show. Be like, why do you guys do this stuff?
It's probably the best live show, though.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what other shoes we have coming? Actually, our reviewers just got the Hoka Speedo 4 in, which we're pretty excited about.
That's going to be a popular
It's
review.
a huge shoe. Comes out November 1st. So hopefully we'll have that review done in the next couple weeks. It actually comes in wide now, so Jared's excited about that.
I don't know when it will arrive.
I hope you're getting it. You're supposed to be getting it.
It doesn't come out until January.
Oh, the wide version.
Yeah.
Okay, so it might be a little bit later.
So
No, but we already have the shoe that's coming out in February.
okay, I don't have all the answers.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get it. And you know what? This kid gets so excited for wide shoes. It's amazing. Like eggplant emoji.
Dude.
When this guy gets
Yeah.
a wide shoe.
It's
I
wild.
think you're allowed to say that.
I am.
We're just talking about emojis.
You know what we didn't talk about? The three of us tomorrow at the Baltimore Running Festival. What are we
Teaming
doing?
up.
Relay.
Doing a
Relay with one other person. It's a 4-person relay. So Chelsea Clarkson is going to be joining. She's a faster as well. So, man,
It'll be fun.
yeah.
It'll be slow.
Dude, I think it
Maybe
can't
we're
be
not
that
ready.
slow. I think I might be wearing the Fuel Cell Rebel.
Ooh.
Okay. Well,
I was thinking about that. I even did a run in the custom ones this week just to see if I wanted to do that. But when you have the nuclear bomb, it's like you just got to go with it.
you're gonna drop the V.
You gotta hit the bomb.
All right. So
Hit the button.
Don't give him.
What are you
the
gonna run?
chance
Epic
to,
React?
I don't. Probably Epic React, but I might switch it up and do something weird.
I ran the Epic
Since I
React
don't
today
care
just
that
because of
much.
you.
Did you?
Yeah, I was like,
I'm
Robbie.
honored.
Well, I'm like, Robbie, I know he loves this shoe. I couldn't decide what to run in today. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give Robbie's shoe a go.
Did it feel like I was with you when you were on
It did, in a gentle, loving way.
underneath the arch of your foot?
I loved it, every step of it. I was stepping in Robbie.
Getting weirder.
Yeah,
Getting weirder than that mustache on his face.
can't get much weirder.
Yeah, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
The adrenaline's coming too.
We got the
Brooks.
adrenaline coming in.
Are you reviewing that?
If it comes to me,
Dude, by the way, Brooks's New York City Marathon shoe, the Gatsby
You like
style.
that?
I like
that's
it.
cool.
the Art Deco.
These two guys love the specialty shoes.
I don't love them. I just think
I think the
that's
New
a
York
good one.
shoes are good. I think there's good shoes.
There's some
The
good
design.
ones. The Saucony
Do you like
ones
it better when it's just a subtle color that you can only get for New York,
No.
or do you like it when it's like, hey, there's pizza on it?
Give me pizza shoes.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's hit or miss.
I'm looking for pizza shoes.
I kind of dig the ones that are just like, hey, this is a unique
Yeah.
color that has something to do. It's a reference to something in the city, versus like literal translation.
that's
I feel
why-
like that's
Although the Saucony Kinvara
They're sweet.
10, that one, the taxi one, people are loving
I
that.
like it.
I
It's a good
think
one.
if it is just a slight color change, it's I feel like it's a cop out. It's kind of just like, oh wait, hold on, we forgot to do something.
Hmm.
Like the Vaporflies.
That was the worst. Boston.
The
Boston
Vaporflies
Vaporflies were
was
real lame.
embarrassing.
But if you could be a betting man right now, Gatsby, Saucony Taxi, which one's gonna win?
I think this overall, the taxi one will win. I like the Gatsby one better. Just black and gold, you can't go wrong. But I think for the wider audience, I
Is
don't know.
it totally Gatsby, or is it? I thought it was modeled after the
it's just
Empire
like-
State Building interior, like
Yeah,
it would've
it's
been
just
in
like
the
an
lobby there.
Art Deco style. But I mean, that's
Gatsby,
I call
yeah.
it the Gatsby.
Yeah.
I think they should call it
I like that. I like it.
So I'm asking if you have any news on the Vomero 15.
I have not heard anything, and we actually talked. We had a conversation with some of our friends at one of the
that. Running Warehouse.
Running Warehouse. I guess we could say their name.
Yeah.
And we were asking, hey, we haven't heard anything about the Vomero. What's going on with that? And we didn't hear anything back. But we are going to Austin in December for the running event, and we should get. We should get a lot of news on a ton of different shoes.
We will. Jared and I will dig the news.
Yeah, I'll just stand there in the corner, which is something.
We sip it on your.
If we just play
kombucha.
we can just play like good cop, bad cop,
Mhm.
and kind of
I like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just kind of like attack them.
Tell
for,
us
like-
what shoe you're putting
Yeah.
out right now, or
Yeah.
else.
No, he'll be like, "You got free ones right here."
and then you'll be like, Jared, just let him be. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I think at least one time at Trey, we should try on a shoe. Like, oh, can we try that on? And then just run once we have 'em, like, peace out.
Yeah, they'll
And
never
then,
find.
and
Never.
then just run back and say we're just trying it on.
No, then we review it and be like, these were stolen. These are hot shoes.
Ooh, I like that.
Then let's sell
And
them.
I'll videotape it. That's what we should do. We should just let them in on the joke.
I mean, if
You
you have
are
that
Florida.
mustache, no one's gonna mess with you in the first place. So, I mean, we got a month and a half to grow that out.
No, God, no, no.
So,
Oh, it's still.
While you're sleeping, I will
well,
find it right
it's
now.
No Shave November. He has no choice.
Yeah,
but to
Meg.
keep-
Just let me have
keep
it
going
till
on.
the end of the year.
He's doing it for charity.
Till the
This
end of
is
the year.
all
He's
charity.
raising
End of the
money.
year. End of the
You
year.
need to find a charity.
Yeah. I'm doing it for the Donna Foundation.
There you go.
Never say no to
So,
that.
do it. Grow it until the
Yeah.
until the race in
Oh
February.
my
Speak it.
gosh, Robbie.
I think that's a good idea. I'll be all.
All right.
Fired.
Thomas, I
Okay.
might not be here next week.
No, Robbie, you'll be here. The mustache will keep you here. So anyway,
We have some questions.
All right.
yeah, let's hit the questions and then we'll introduce
Which-
our guest today.
Which brand's lineup are you most excited about for 2020 so far?
If Nike actually releases the Alpha Fly in 2020,
That's gonna be controversial.
Yeah.
I actually know that it is going to be released in 2020.
do you?
Yeah,
Wow.
I had somebody tell me it's going to be released in
We'll see.
2020.
Wasn't me.
Let's hope so.
Okay, so Nike.
Well, what up?
I mean, it's not really a line; it's one shoe.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I love the design aesthetic of Nike. I love I want to see what we're going to do with the Epic React. Is it going to get an Epic React 3 this year? I'd like to see what's going on. Actually, they're supposed to be coming out with a faster, like, non-marathon racing shoe lineup. So we could be seeing some of the technology that's going to the Alpha Fly into shoes that are made for shorter distances, track workouts, that kind of stuff. And that would get me super psyched because I love that stuff. And
well,
then
also, I mean, so there's going to be a lot of carbon next year for sure.
maybe too much.
Yeah, maybe too much.
I-
So there's a lot of companies that we
Or we've
know.
confirmed your New Balance one.
You've confirmed it?
Yeah.
Confirmed,
yeah.
Holy, can I curse?
Saucony,
New Balance.
New Balance.
There's a bunch of companies coming
Yeah.
out with carbon fiber plates. So we're interested to see what they'll all be.
Yeah.
Here's the thing I always love about what we do is I never know what's going to hit. So, like, this year, Hoka came out with so many stunners that I wasn't
Right.
expecting.
So that's exciting.
So that was a great lineup, and I still think Hoka's going to continue. I think we're seeing some cream rise to the top. New Balance came out with some killer shoes based off of that 5820. I think we're going to see more shoes.
How they can expand on the fuel cell.
I think just putting it in different models, but I mean, you're obviously going to get redo next year. There's going to be a lot of 0.5.
There's going to be the marathon shoe.
The marathon shoe. I have a feeling that next year isn't going to be quite as exciting for New Balance because we're going to be seeing a lot of like that. You know how they go every other year? There's kind of like mild updates.
Right.
Like I feel like this year we got some really cool drops from New Balance, and next year we're going to see Propel 2, Fuel Cell 2, and I will tell you this: the upper that they put on the Vazi upper on the Rebel makes a big difference in the shoe. I still love the original Rebel, but I think seeing this upper on the shoe gets me excited about what else they can do.
I think that those might not change too much, but like the 870, if they do the beacon again, I mean, those were such small changes that I think that the midsole.
I wonder, yeah.
is
I'm curious what you
time.
can do with the beacon, though. I mean, the beacon's such a simple shoe.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But those are exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, is fuel cell foam PVAX or EVA?
EVA.
Okay.
We might have messed that up before too.
No,
we didn't mess that one up.
No, the only one that you call P-backs that wasn't P-backs was when you were
The
talking about
Skechers
that
plate.
plate
Yeah.
in the sketches thing. Yeah.
Omar wants to know whatever happened with the stride analysis.
You know what's funny? I just got the analysis back. I wanted to go over it with Robbie before I said anything about it because there's a lot of data there.
Yeah, we'll figure
I
it
mean, the takeaway was one exercise for me to do, which I don't know if that's just a light version. We should probably talk to Mary.
out. Yeah, we're working on it. It'll be out in a little bit.
Yeah, I'll talk to you about that off camera.
We should introduce Chris at this point.
Yeah. Hey, Jared,
And get
take a
Jared out
hike.
of here.
What we'd like to do now is introduce.
We do have a guest today. We love guests. We love having him here.
Yeah.
Most
What's
of
his
them
name?
anyways.
Do you remember his name?
Chris Hager.
No.
That's how you say your
Hager.
last name?
Albert.
Hager. Wait, it's actually
Yeah,
pronounced
come
the
on.
way that
Yeah.
it's spelled?
Yeah.
Hager.
Hauger.
I've
Hager.
never known that.
I
Hager.
know, I've been saying Hager.
I've been saying Hager.
you know,
I actually like
I think
Hager
that's why,
better.
because Thomas is Hager.
I really don't correct people, so it's not a big
I
deal.
like Hager better than Hager. Hager.
Thomas still says my last name wrong, too.
Yeah.
so it's not a-
Redinger.
That's actually the right
Well, that I make fun of it and get it right. That's my life.
Anyways, so yeah, Chris is
yeah.
a Faster Bastard, fellow Baltimorean runner.
Yeah. And one of the most exciting things is Chris has been crushing it lately with his running. Just ran Wine Glass with you.
Right.
What was your time?
I ran a 2:54:39. That's
Say that again.
At 2:54:39.
And
That was your first time breaking 3, right?
Right.
Yeah. What was your PR before that?
3:06:32.
Oh wow, so that's like pretty legit.
Just crushing.
So like for Wine Glass, and obviously we had Ryan on the show already like 2 weeks ago who did Wine Glass. He had a PR
killed
of
it.
3:12.
Yep.
So like, what was your training like? Maybe during this marathon training that was different from
different,
before.
It really wasn't that different. So for me, I can't put too many miles on my body. Like I don't do that many long runs before the marathon. I just do consistent mileage.
Yeah.
Like I don't do.
What is a typical week?
Oh man, people are gonna hate me. So like in the start of the year, it's like 25 to 30, and like it maxes out at like 40 to 45, and that's like
Really?
maybe a week or two. Like I do not put a lot of miles on.
But-
Yeah, I'm getting head shakes.
When you do run, though, you run a lot of hills.
Right. So I live in the Hamden area, right near Druid Hill Park. So when I go run out in the hills.
If you don't know the area, Druid Hill Park has a race in it called the dreaded Druid Hills.
Right.
Just because it's just like,
They're terrible.
yeah, and it's like,
Right.
yeah, it's a tough course. And if you want to run with the Fast Bastards on Wednesday nights, you can experience some of that if you're here in Baltimore.
Definitely.
Runs open to everybody. You can also meet Chris because he's a regular.
I am a regular Wednesday and Saturday down in King. So
Yeah.
well, more so when I get my foot fixed. But yeah, training wise, nothing super special. I just kind of go on feel. Like I know how my body feels, and I know I don't want to push it every day. Right? I know people who go out and run 50, 60 miles. They follow a training plan regardless of how they feel.
Right.
That's
They
me.
hurt, right? They hurt themselves, or they just don't have enough time to recover before the race. I just go out and have fun, right? Like I just go try and have fun when I run.
And if you
so-
watch Chris run, it is like
It really
I've
is.
run the half. He was at the half I did in Harrisburg, and he was at the one. He's like a little bouncing deer,
Yeah.
just trotting through the course like all over the place. It's amazing.
That's actually a very good description.
Yeah.
I remember last year running Baltimore Running Fest, I remember it was like the same thing. I was like, man, this guy's
Just bouncing through.
But he's always like helping pace. He's like, yeah, I'll pace you. Like,
Yeah.
just jump in and start
It's all
pacing.
good.
Run with me.
Yeah.
Right, like I really
6-minute pace.
no, I mean sure, but I really only have like one goal race a year, and so maybe like for instance the 5K this weekend like popped up. I'm like sure I'll do it, but
And then crush.
well sure, but like Wine Glass is my goal race, so I scheduled my training out, and then I didn't really schedule that. I kind of just ran until the last month or two, and then I started doing more long runs. So, I mean,
You live with a vegan. Do you do anything diet-wise that's different?
so diet-wise, true. I am actually gluten-free and dairy-free, but I'm not vegan, so I do eat meat. So I would say
Can you say glutard?
no, you
No.
can't. No.
Well, I
Um,
would still say it.
Yeah, right. So I am gluten-free and dairy-free. I live with Jared. Jared's a fast browser. He is vegan. So he will not break that diet. He sits on it, and that's fine. That's good for him.
I mean, he did great at wine glass.
He also
too.
did great at Wine Glass too.
And he's looking svelte.
Sure.
They're not together. They just live together.
Great. Anyways, diet-wise, I don't eat a lot of junky food other than on Wednesday after the run.
What about drinking?
Drinking's drinking. I don't drink that much. I go out, have a drink or two, but my tolerance is 0. So,
Drunk
drunk Chris is like
is my favorite.
one beer. When I have a
Drunk
beer,
Chris
red
is so
cider.
good.
It's true.
Like the energy level running is high,
Yeah.
and drunk Chris is like, let's party!
Right.
Like really high.
Right. So yeah, diet-wise, I meal prep. I do the lunch meals. I kind of go to a place called Mom's.
Oh, okay.
They
Mom's
they-
Organic.
Yeah, Mom's Organic. In the Rotunda at Hammond, they have really good food, so I get there for dinner a lot. But all in all, like pretty standard diet.
Sleep-wise.
God, sleep-wise, 7-8 hours. Everyone's different. So some people don't need that much sleep. Some people need more sleep. I'm very like kind of schedule oriented, so I start getting tired around 10. I wake up at 6. Like it's just pretty standard.
Nice.
So
And well, since we are at a shoe review site, what shoes did you run in for your
Ooh.
I have
for
them.
those out
Ooh.
there?
So I run in these shoes. They're the OG, the Nike Vaporfly 4%.
The original.
Wow.
Original.
there you go.
They're not Flyknit.
What was that color called? Do you remember that color?
Can you bring them up a little bit?
Yeah.
Sorry,
There
I
you go.
I don't know what the color is.
What size shoe is this?
It is a. I have to look. It's a 10.
Size 10.
I would say I'm probably close to a 10 and a quarter, but you can't do that. So I
No.
went with the 10.
There's no blood on here.
That's not blood. That's actually wine. So I did run the Baltimore 10 miler through the zoo, and with my tolerance, got a glass of wine and spilled on my brand new shoes immediately. So I thought it was fitting based on the fact that I was going to run one glass.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, perfect.
yeah, no blood. But normally, anyway, I'm Salming Ambassador. Got to put that out there.
Oh, yeah.
So I run in
So normally you're running in your daily training.
my daily trainers. They
solid.
came out with a shoe this year called the Greyhound. I like it a lot. It's got a bounce. There's no carbon plate.
Yeah.
It's got stability and bounce to it, and I'll run races in it that aren't like I'll run races in. I'll run normal runs in. I'll run hills in it. I mean, they've got.
Yeah, both Megan and I are running. It's a daily trainer.
Dude, the Somling Greyhound, yeah.
Yeah, with Chris being a little bit faster. Like I find this a lot. Like that's a shoe that for me, I can't get going that fast in.
Right.
But fast people
It's,
somehow can go faster in shoes. That
I mean, people's stride is different.
Yeah.
You might bounce in the back of your foot. I might be in the front of my foot. It really just depends, like where they decide.
Did you run the
to put-
Greyhound?
Yeah,
we did. We did a review. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, I love the midsole lineup was awesome.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
nice and spongy.
I
and-
really want to experience the midsole, and maybe a little bit later shoe. I know, like the Bieber mouthsole, I felt like
Tinks.
made it a little bit heavier. Just on the, I mean, it's
It
super
is, it
grippy.
is heavy, but I think for me, when I go from a heavier shoe, when I'm training in a heavier shoe, and then I
And
throw
put it
these
on,
on,
feels
yeah.
the feathers that I wear, like it's just like
Okay.
gone.
I agree with that, and that's I think what it used to really help me a lot that I got away from is a couple of years ago. I'd run in a daily trainer that was close to 12 ounces, and then you switch out for race day shoe that was like 7 ounces, and you'd feel like there's, you're flying. Now what I get is you run in a shoe that doesn't have the carbon plate like the next percent, and then you put that on, and you feel like you're going.
By the way, Jeremy says that colorway is called Vast Gray.
Vast Gray. Thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah, I think it just kind of looks like.
Do you see that? You've got a fan.
Hi, Jeremy. I just like it because like red, white, and blue.
It's nice. I love that colorway.
Yeah, I like it. It's funny. Jared always gets on me because I do wear a lot of black stuff, and like black stuff. But when it comes to the shoes, especially for race day, I like the pop. I like the bright crimson for the one that they came out for that, and then I love the green. And Jeremy, who just chimed in, I'm assuming it's our #1 seed for the Baltimore Marathon, Jeremy Ardenoy. He just got the pink.
Oh god.
Next. So hey Jeremy, I know. Ask him out there. How was your 5-mile trial of the next percent in the pink?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking him.
I know. I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Do you want to answer any questions?
Yeah. Let's answer some more.
How about Razor 4? Will it come out with Goodyear outsole?
I think anything that's coming from Skechers this year is going to have that Goodyear outsole. That was my one knock on it in the review that I did earlier this year, and I do believe from an inside source that yes, the Razor 4 will have the Goodyear outsole. My hope is that when they launch the Razor 4, that they're able to get distribution out a little bit better so that all of us can get a pair.
We'll see.
Jeremy asked if you're going to test out any running power meters such as Stride. I feel like we got this question last week.
Yeah, I feel like we get this question every week now.
Robbie is our technical tester.
So, we are testing a power meter right now. We're not allowed to say what it is, but it's not Stride. I want to test the Stride.
We'll probably talk to the
We
Trey.
are also reviewing the Koros Vantage series, which it's been out for a little while, but they've been pushing some crazy updates and some new additions to it. But that comes with a power meter as well. And yeah, it's like integrated into the watch. So
you don't need a separate pod?
Nope.
How
And
does
it
that
gives you the
work?
same. I don't know. I don't know how it works because for some monitors you have to obviously wear them like on your shorts or on your shoe.
Usually it's a shoe.
Yeah. So I'm not to be honest, I'm not quite sure.
We'll figure it out. But the short answer is yes.
Yeah.
Okay, time frame on Skechers Razor Elite.
The Elite. Well, I mean, we have all our stuff done for it. Dave's coming out with the review. Dave's
Been wearing
Yeah,
it for
he's been
like
wearing
months. I think he also
different
helped
versions
do
of it.
some of the
testing,
yeah.
and Meg's done. Have you done some of the
Yeah.
rounds of testing?
Wait, have I worn the Elite? Is that the one, the zebra one I have? Zebra Flash?
I think they gave you the Razor and the Zebra.
Yeah. Well,
No, mine. I have the Elite.
anyways, we have all the testing now. I think Dave's I think we were maybe waiting on someone else to. Anyways, we're gonna have the review out soon.
The version I got originally, the Zebra Flash one that I talked about like a year ago, the shoe's different than that
Yeah,
now.
it's
The
totally
plate's going to be different.
I still don't know the actual official release date on it though.
Yeah.
And then that obviously dropped unexpectedly kind of last week, but our reviews will be coming soon for that.
Yeah.
Have you used any I can't say this. KT tape.
Kinesiology tape?
Kinesiology.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've used it. I have 2 problems with it. And you probably have the same problem I have. Too freaking much hair and sweat.
Hair.
Yeah.
Hair's the problem. Unless you want to shave.
I still feel like they just sweat right off.
Well, so it
That's the
depends.
other
You
problem I
can
have,
either do
is
that or they do. So when I went to PT, they would try and do it, and the only way they could do it was shaving. So I got to shave my whole ankle, and it was pretty gross. But
hopefully Thomas doesn't need KT tape on his mustache.
Meg might
He'd
do
have to
that.
shave
Yeah.
off.
But yeah, they did it on my back, and it's just,
Oh.
it was interesting.
Oh.
It's just they put a layer of tape under it, and then they put the KT tape on top. So it just looks like
Double tape.
double tape.
Yeah, for me, I've always
Okay.
sweat too much and had too much hair. It's never stayed on.
It was sweat was the issue there.
What about you? Have you?
No, never tried.
Meg used to use it for a while, and it would always look like she was wearing fringe at the end because she's really running and there'd be tape flapping around and stuff like that.
Started out good.
Yeah, it starts
Always
off
does.
great.
Always does.
Okay, Jeremy said the next felt good. Honestly, pretty similar to the Flyknit. Didn't do any tight corners or slippery roads, which is where the biggest knocks of the old ones. Noticed they were lighter.
Yeah, they will. I find that the grip is better, and it's more stable. The drop is down a little bit, so it feels like a more stable shoe. I think the rubber holds up well. I think you're going to be real happy, and good luck to you, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck, man.
Cody asked, do you find the shoes with the Goodyear rubber tend to be heavier? If Razor 4 adds Goodyear, would we expect a weight increase?
No, I mean, they're using a similar amount. It's the only time that you've seen it is if they slap on a ton, but I think it's going to be very similar. What do you call it? Width? I don't know.
Like
thickness.
Thickness.
Yeah, it's going to be a similar thickness. I don't think it'll change. I think the difference in a Goodyear rubber compound is some of the chemicals they use react better to moisture and to grip, so that you get that grab better. Like the Vibram has a really nice ice pick rubber that I didn't believe the rubber would be able to do anything. They had it at Trey, and they had like a wall of ice,
really?
and you were able to walk up the
that's
wall
cool.
of ice without any slipping, and it was like, holy cow. So a quality rubber compound makes a difference.
Which, speaking of, the shoes we reviewed this week, the Innovate has a graphene outsole, which every reviewer that we've had has said it's like the most amazing outsole ever. Like, you just grip on anything.
Yeah, that might be some
So-
of what's in the Vibram ice.
The Mega
Rubber.
Grip, or
Yeah, whatever that is. So yeah, that's awesome. You know what I learned from you today, though, Chris?
What?
Before we get to the next question, your training isn't anything crazy. It's just you're a really good athlete, and
So one thing,
it's kind of depressing.
one thing I would say is we're all different, right?
Yeah, you're fast.
No,
There it is.
that's perspective, right?
Yeah.
Like you're probably faster than you were, right? You set a goal time.
Yes.
I mean, so yes, my performance hasn't, but we're all different. We all train differently, you know. And that's the one thing I like about running with the Bastards is that there's people who train at 13-minute miles, and there's people who train at 5-minute miles.
Nobody
and
trains
there's
at 13-minute miles.
10-minute miles.
Yeah.
So just making a range, right?
Yeah.
So you got a large range of people, and you can train with whoever you want. And like I said, it's just I like training with you guys. I run fast days on Wednesdays, but the rest of the time I'm just kind of cruising. And if I feel good, I'll run fast. If I'm not, I won't. And
Yeah.
if Jeremy's like, I'm going to run this fast, I'm like, I'll try and keep up. And if,
It's always a pleasure for me when someone like you in the group, because when we do the Saturday morning run, when somebody who's normally like way out in front of you that you don't get to run with, they decided they need an easy day and they come back to you.
Yeah.
I get
It
to
is
run.
nice.
I get to run with them, and it's like there's bonding that goes on during that.
Well, I remember, and this actually was pretty cool. Like last year, I was doing the Saturday long run with a stroller, and so like Chris was like, "Dude, I'll take the stroller for a little while." I was like,
Oh,
"Don't want to right now."
how hard is that?
I was not ready to kick a stroller so many times. Like, your gait changes so
And you
much.
can't change, and you can't
Yeah.
breathe because
And-
your arms.
Well, yeah, and you're just like, I've never had to do an upper body workout. It's like kind of like the spin classes where you're using weights. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, I don't do- you would never be doing this in real life.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes I just push him far ahead and then just like.
I was doing that a little bit.
In the traffic.
Just good
I only
luck.
go straight.
If he lives, he lives. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah,
He's still alive.
yeah, that's good. But yeah, training wise, it's just that's how my body does well. So I just do it. Right? You got to find what works for you,
Yeah.
and it may, people read all these books, like I said, and
Megan reads.
I mean,
all
everyone does what they want to do, and some people respond very well to certain training plans. Others, like me, I can't do them.
Yeah.
So I just
But that's the mental
Building
aspect
strength.
I think that we all talk about in running is
Yeah.
that the fact that you can go out there and crush a sub 3 hour marathon on limited training, but have the confidence in your head to know that you can handle it and go out and blow up and just run.
I'll tell you that was that race was the hardest race that I've ever run. You usually don't buck till 20. I was feeling pretty bad around 9 or 10.
Oh gosh.
And then I kind of just held on
Do you
to
remember
it.
what's going on at 9:10? That's when you're running in the direct wind.
Right, fair. But I had Prefontaine in front of me, so I was just sitting on him, right? A, to keep my pace up.
Another
and B,
guy
to
with a
block-
great mustache.
Another guy with a great mustache. I'm kidding. He just had the Oregon hat, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But it was tough. 20, I was like getting tunnel vision. I started to kind of fall over. I had to put my hands over my head. I dropped 30 seconds a mile. I mean, it's better than stopping. I
Wait,
just-
so explain the hands over the head thing.
So my problem was my shoulders were so tight
Uh-huh.
that I couldn't move my head, and so like they were in so much pain that in order to relax, I had to do this because it relaxed my shoulders, allowed me to move my head,
Wow,
and allowed me to breathe.
A sub 3 marathon.
Dude, you didn't have to look insane.
I probably did, and everyone's like, "Oh,
Just-
faster bastards!"
just
I'm like,
relaxing
"Oh."
here.
Yeah, I wasn't like that. I mean, you open your
You're
airway.
like the Tin Man without any oil, which is
Oh, it was bad. It was creaky.
creaky.
But, I just pushed through it, and then I saw a guy, he's like, dude, we're going to Boston. I'm like, yeah. And I just picked it up and finished strong. I mean, those are the race pictures. I'm carrying the flag, but I'm dying.
Yeah, but it looks pretty cool. Looks badass.
Sure. And then right as I finished, I'm like, look, a chair. And I sat in a medical wheelchair, and they took me to the med tent for 15 minutes, and I just chilled and got warm, and it was nice.
Dude,
And,
that's
I hope everyone else is doing okay, because I feel horrible. It was pretty bad.
I mean, I feel like that's the definition of putting it all out there. I know everyone says oh, I put it all out there, but secretly most of my races, I'm like,
maybe I could have thrown up.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I look at it this way: you're not supposed to run a marathon. Megan gives me a ton of crap for this. You're not supposed to run a marathon where you're booking time in the front end. And I booked time in the front end. My goal
It's banking time.
Banking. It's the same.
and it worked.
Yeah,
So
but
now-
it
Finish.
I wouldn't look at me and be like, that's how I want to train if I want to run sub 3. But
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, once you know how your body responds, and you
So I think a good example for this is he comes on, tells us he doesn't do anything special, no high mileage, no training, doesn't do anything special with eating, eats whatever he wants
No.
except for gluten.
gluten and dairy, all inflammatory things.
All right, that's true. Maybe I need to get rid of the gluten and dairy, but I love the cheese.
I think you start with the alcohol.
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry, Thomas.
no, I'm not doing it.
Okay. Sure, go, continue.
All right. God, I'm going to cry over here. And then you go out and you run as hard as you can at the beginning of the marathon and then just hang on to the finish. So that would be the Chris training plan. We're going to have a book on that coming out from Velo Press.
I mean, I know how you're supposed to train. I just, like you said, it's all about my body, how it reacts, how I mentally prepare myself for things, and it just works for me. So you got to find what works for you.
Okay, I'm going to ask the audience here. Do you guys want to stick with Chris or bring Jarrett back in?
Oh, this is
So
rough. This is rough.
Bring Jarrett back in.
You want to talk about Jarrett?
Wait,
Jarrett's-
it's time to wrap this thing
Yeah,
up.
it is.
We need to get our.
I just
we
missed
need to get
Jarrett.
our
Jarrett, come
bills.
back in for the end. Yeah, we got to go get our bids.
Jarrett,
for the
sit
running
on-
festival. Any questions, Meg, before we wrap?
Just someone said, have you heard about Park Run? It's a
Yeah.
5K. There's one in West Baltimore.
There's
If
one
you're
in Baltimore.
interested, I've done one too.
Yeah.
I actually I have been wanting to do the one in West Baltimore. It's in Leakin Park, I
Do you want to
believe.
sit down?
And
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to do it. I just haven't been able to get out.
Maybe we should do it.
Sit on Uncle
There we
Thomas's
go.
lap, Jared.
Jeez.
Get on
I've
here.
heard of some of this.
That mustache should really inspire confidence.
Maybe your sign off.
Is it?
Is it?
All right. So make sure you follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram,
Just follow us.
subscribe to us to everything. Anything that you see that has to do with us, click that button, yes, and thumbs it up.
All right, and come out and run the festival.
Yeah, and tomorrow, if you're at the Baltimore Running Festival, come hang out with us. The Fast Ambassadors are going to have a tent.
Rashfield.
We're going to be getting jiggy and
I mean,
unruly.
I'll be cooking, I'll
and
have food. I'm not running, so I'm going to be manning the tent. We're going to have music, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and make it work. It's going to be awesome.
If you want to have some regrets on Sunday, come party with us on Saturday.
All right.
That's the joy of a Saturday race.